we've got the Fender Jaguar here. This is the classic Jaguar shape, but with a simplified set of electronics to what you would get on a vintage Jaguar,
and a pygmy neck.
Yeah, well, a short scale neck, which the Jaguar always had. So this is even shorter than a Les Paul. So this is 24-inch scale length. Now, there's two things you can do if you have a short scale length neck. You can either use your normal 9 or 10 gauge strings, and the guitar becomes a very loose feeling guitar to play, and almost has that kind of classic sort of rubber band kind of jangly kind of
Sounds
tone.
kind of hoopy.
Yeah. Or you can do what Fender seem to have done on this guitar, which is just load it up with some heavier gauge strings, so you get a fatter, more oomphy kind of sound, but it shouldn't feel difficult to play.
So this has got 11s on it. We're in standard tuning, and it feels like 10s in standard tuning.
This also has got standard tunematic bridge and tailpiece, so again, different to a vintage Jaguar. For those of you, did you have marmite in other countries other than the UK? Is marmite a UK thing?
I don't know.
We call, in the UK, and apologies if I'm being condescending here and you have marmite in your country, but basically we call Jaguars and Jazzmasters marmite guitars. Because marmite is a spread that you put on toast.
This is going to be so lost on every single dude that doesn't live in England.
And basically you either love it or you hate it.
It's a yeast extract that we eat.
It is, and so we call guitars like this marmite guitars, because you either love them or you hate them. There's no sort of in between. So
it's a bit like
that's not like marmite. Everybody loves that. Anyway, so on this, so I think we, generally speaking, we call a Jaguar like a marmite guitar. They've taken off the vintage trem and the complicated electronics, which you know, and I think they've kind of tried to just keep the shape, which looks cool, keep the scale length, which is cool, but simplify everything else so that it should essentially give you less to dislike about the guitar.
Yes.
So it's very cool.
It's got a lot of grunt to it. These are very powerful pickups. These seem more
Who's our
powerful.
sort of most famous Jaguar player ever? It's got to be Kurt, isn't it, really?
Is it anyone other than Kurt that played a Jaguar and got
famous?
famous?
He played like a Jag Stang thing.
If you know someone else that plays a Jaguar and is vaguely famous, leave it in the comment section below. Who?
Exactly.
Who were they?
There's bound to have been Elvis Costello.
Elton John?
No, Elton John has got a Jaguar in his closet, apparently. Elvis Costello. Do you know what? I might be rambling here. They either played Jaguars or Jazzmasters, I forget. But I guess Kurt Cobain was probably the most famous user. Great. The guy from Feeder often plays this kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's a great guitar for someone that just doesn't want a Strat or a Telecaster, but still wants that Fendery kind of vibe.
So just briefly, Burble Bears. Remember Burble Bears? They were great, weren't they?
Who?
Burble Bears. No, Burble Bears. Yeah, they were in an episode of Thundercats.
Oh,
Chappers, ho!
Snarf, snarf.
Snarf, snarf. Yeah, that's right.
Tune back into TV next week. Chappers will be talking about gummy bears.
I'm intentionally hybrid picking as hard as I can to see if these will pop off, and they haven't yet, so I'm quite surprised and impressed.
Well, that's again, the vintage Jaguar bridge was fundamentally useless for keeping strings in place if you played hard. So the tunematic thing will be no problem at all.
Yeah.
So,
Please,
and
Lee,
I'm
can I have some
really,
gain now, please?
I'm really hearing the difference with the heavier strings
Yeah,
as well.
it's obvious,
It's
isn't
a
it?
lot
Very
fatter
obvious.
sounding than say the Tele.
Yeah. It's good. It's really I've got small hands, regular hands, so this scale feels really nice to me. It feels quite easy to play.
That's cool.
It's not a really thin neck, it's just a regular neck, but just everything kind of feels in the right. I really like this guitar.
You know what? That's my favourite one for the gain sound.
I really like
my
this.
favourite one so far.
I'd play one of these. Can I have
Cool.
this one?
I have to phone Fender and ask again.
This time we've got
A Jazzmaster. Little bit closer to the original because they've sort of made an attempt to sort of do like a reissue Jazzmaster style trem system. Again, unfortunately, we haven't got the arm to show you, but it's an unusual trem system where a lot of the workings are internal in the guitar and it kind of rocks this back bit back and forth. If I'm honest with you, not the greatest trem system ever designed in the history of guitar making.
Yawn.
What they have done though, which is great, although they've retained the original sort of styling of the bridge piece, they've replaced the saddles with a saddle with a much deeper groove in it, so that as you're hitting the strings hard, what used to happen on the old one was you'd hit the bottom string hard and it would literally just pop out the saddle like this.
Yeah, that used to happen.
Yeah, all the time. So a lot of people used to retrofit a different style bridge to it, but the grooves in this are a little deeper, so I think we'll be okay. Again, it's very simple electronics compared to the original Jazzmaster, so three-way switch, but different pickups on the Blacktop Jazzmaster. I'm not sure what's inspired Fender to do this, but we like it.
They're Duncan designed, aren't they?
It's a Duncan design humbucker and a P90 with a straight sort of three-way switch. So on the P90, you are getting a slightly cleaner, sort of treblier tone than you would do with a humbucker. And we've gone back to the 25.5-inch scale length on the Jazzmaster here. So let's hear this one.
So here's the bridge pickup. Here's the middle position. It's the neck position. Give me some gain, buddy.
Yes.
Not bad.
Not too bad. Not too bad. I think I preferred the Jaguar to the Jazzmaster.
Much prefer the Jaguar. But
some people will like the pickup combination.
yeah,
and
it's just a different kind of
retro
guitar.
trem.
It's got its own unique sounds. I like the P90 a lot. That sounds great. Not in amber with the tremolo system, but it's a different shape, different feel, and it's different.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a good thing.
Cool. So there you go. That was the kind of Blacktop roundup. I think as a whole, given the price, the range has got to get the thumbs up, really, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, good value, nicely finished, good specs. Affordable.
That's the thing. I mean, we're looking at guitars that aren't costing an arm and a leg. Maybe just an arm.
I sold an arm recently.
Maybe a forearm.
Yeah, a forearm and an ankle.
Yes.
Maybe.
Bye!
Happy Halloween.